What's up, everybody? Joe Silver's here with my man Enzo and our special guest Nick D today. And today we're talking about internal marketing pillars. Enzo, maybe you could share with us some of the tried and true kind of old school internal methods.
Absolutely, guys. Old school internal marketing is good for many reasons, but one especially is that it's low cost, right? Internal marketing doesn't really cost you anything. And some ideas of internal marketing are going to be things like what we call like bring a buddy days, right? Parent night out events, the dodgeball nights or Nerf nights, anything that you can just do to bring students into your school. And never forget about the parents that are in your waiting room and the siblings, right? Just giving them an opportunity to get on the mat. You can do parents as coaches. Anytime you can get the parents, the siblings involved, that's a greater chance of getting them on the mat and becoming students. But what's really great about having Nick D here is that, he sees all this, he's been around, but he also has some really more, cutting edge internal marketing that we know really works. So Nick, what are your thoughts?
No, I think, listen, you have to do all the old school methods, it's 100%. They all still work, they do. A couple things I thought from an internal perspective that you want to start doing that you probably haven't done. So the first thing is brand ambassadors. If you follow like Lululemon, like my wife loves Lululemon. Lululemon doesn't hire these national spokespeople that are unattainable for the average woman. They hire local fitness experts that are in the gym that you know, right? Well, we have all these people in our gym already, in our studios already. So developing them into a brand ambassador is very simple. It's like you create a Facebook group, you meet with them a couple times a month, right? And all this content you're already putting out to just talk about everything you're doing in the community, like things that just show your culture. You're giving it to them. Even lead magnets. If you create something that is a painkiller or a vitamin, you have to supply the brand ambassadors with things that will appeal to their audience, and then that's how you get them into your funnel. So creating that brand ambassador team, to me, would be like one of the most important things you need to do going into 2020. When it comes to brand awareness, it's not about, a lot of us you hear this term omnipresent, right? I want to be omnipresent. You're everywhere. Well, what ends up happening is you become annoying. Like it happened to me.
Yeah.
Like I was like everywhere all the time. It's like, and if you really pay attention to really higher level marketers, like what they do is it's everyone else talking about them. And then when you do something, you're more profound. You're more like, wow, this guy is like, wow, this is awesome. So less is more approach actually. So developing that team of brand ambassadors, and the coolest thing is that like it's not like special students that can only do tricks or whatever.
Yeah.
It's anybody that wants to promote your brand. Like, and there's tons of moms. Like, side hustle is a thing that everyone does nowadays. Everyone's got side hustles. Moms at home, they want to make extra revenue. Right. So it turns into like you show them like you're producing, you're putting out content on our behalf, and people go into like a funnel, and then they can sell trial. Like the person buys a trial, that person should be rewarded like a small percentage every month.
That's awesome.
Very small.
So this is so cutting edge, right? No one's doing this. That's what we always love about bringing these concepts in. But so when you say brand ambassadors, basically us as a school owner going up to the raving parents that already love us and just saying, hey, mom and dad, one, we want to thank you for all your support and encouragement about school, and we would love for you to be part of this brand ambassador program. Is that a way
That's exactly it. It's like, it's very simple. Don't overcomplicate it. I think that's what happens a lot, right? New idea. It's an old idea positioned in a new way.
Gotcha.
That's what I've learned. It's like, so really all you're doing is you're having a structured referral program, right? Basically, right? But the difference is instead of them, you're just like setting stuff to sell people. You're arming them with really good stuff to show their audience, wow, this school, United Studios or Silver's Martial Arts, I love what they're putting out. This is real. You get them excited.
Yeah.
And then in order to get that information, they're giving you their email address. And then if you have the right software, then you're able to see, like Enzo referred us, or got 20 people in the local area, that have never been to school before. Joe got us 12. This person got 7.
Nice.
And you're developing this army.
And it's really low cost.
It's no cost.
It's no good. That's the beauty of what internal
Yes.
marketing is.
Yeah. The other thing too that other angle, again, nothing's new. So you look at these small, these Rotary clubs and these, what is that term they call it? Chamber of Commerce, right? Okay, like I went to that, the last one I went to was probably about 6 years ago, and I thought I was like this expert of digital marketing at the time. That's what I learned, like you're never really an expert. You have to always be open to learning, right? But back then, 6 years ago, I thought I really knew a lot of stuff, and I get to the meeting, and I'm looking at the way they're operating, and what I try to do, and I'm sure a lot of you try to do too, is you try to let them see that you maybe have a lot of marketing knowledge. The reality is, though, a lot of these people are so closed-minded, you don't realize what they're really doing is looking at you like, yeah, this guy, he's trying to show off, he's trying to act like he knows everything. And that's how they are. They have this cult little group, you know? So here's my advice for that one. Fuck them, right? Start your own small business network on Facebook, right? It is the Town Name Small Business Network, right? You will go a lot further in control than having to convince the guy that runs it for 26 years that still is handing out business cards. Like, it's just, you don't need them. It's like Frank Lucas style, cut out the middleman. You have the small businesses. Most of us in the martial arts are so knowledgeable in marketing, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Sales and marketing, you're a martial arts school owner, you know so much. So the small business network, what are you doing? Here's the only way it'll work. The only way it'll work is you make it about them, okay? The mistake that people will make is you make it all about your school. No one cares about your school. The small business network, your job for this network will be showcasing all the local businesses. You position yourself as the person that is telling everyone else about all the other businesses. You highlight them, you interview them, and the reason why a lot of people won't work is because there's no instant money you're going to make right away. It is a long-term play. It's developing the relationships with all the local businesses, looking at their websites, sitting down in meetings with them, showing them the things they're missing. That's what it is. It's one, but you're developing that relationship with them, and ultimately, then when you've distributed in the community about them, highlighting them, telling all your students, you get all of them. This is the real important part, to add all their followers and customers to the group. You make it all about a local area, and it's all about small business. The other advantage you have is the small businesses need to stick together. And actually, it's kind of, you've seen the shift. The small business is kind of getting the advantage again versus the bigger businesses, because you go in them, there's no help, no one cares. And the smaller businesses like us, we have that personal touch. So and I have one more after that too. The third one I'll tell you is, everyone does these buddy days. Like, okay, great, internal marketing. All right, well, let's flip it on its head a little bit, right? So the buddy day is cool, but you know what's cooler, right? Is telling your kid, your students, like, listen, you can invite a friend to be part of the Indistractable Challenge, and that's at the studio. Like, the Bring a Friend Day, the parents, I think everyone has done it so much that they already know. It's like, okay, great. And how much is it? No, invite them to come in to take place in a 6-week challenge for 6 weeks for the Indistractable Challenge. If you have something like that that's thought out, well put together, and you're getting your friends, you're giving them an invitation to software, invite a friend. We can start doing that right now. You'll get on it. These guys right here, what I'm saying, they'll do it by tomorrow, because we're doing the Indistractable Challenge for pretty much 2020. It's not something we're doing once. The whole world is freaking distracted. It's an epidemic. It's not something we're making up. It's reality. So if you could get people back to earth and not on their phones 24/7, kids on their phones 24/7, eating dinner with their families again, bringing back those things that we grew up with, you're doing the community here a tremendous favor.
And you know what's great about what you're saying, Nick? I love everything about the small business networking. I love that slow course, because I'm all about that.
Same here, man.
Tremendous that. But what I love more about this, guys, is he's building the 3 core things that you need for growth, which is like, trust, and respect. You're getting the community to like, trust, and respect you. Guess what they're going to be referring when someone talks about martial arts and fitness, right? You've given so much that, what do you call that law? The law of reciprocating?
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity, you know what I mean? So, guys, a lot of gems in this video. Great to have
even that, what you said, when nothing's being given out and everything is ads, okay? Think about it. You're giving nothing, you get nothing.
Right.
You give really good value out, then you get it back. It's consistency on that. So great point, Enzo.
Cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Nick D, it's always great to have you around.
Thanks, guys.